Wow. Volume 9. Volume 9 of the Albisu Narvaez Political Commentary Report. And I want to thank all you subscribers. Thank you. And I say wow because what a week. We were pleased in the middle of the week regarding the abortion issue, which is how we started this, Volume 1. And here we are on Volume 9. In the middle of the week, we were blessed. We had hope. A wonderful human being named Judge Pittman in the district court wrote a beautiful 113-page opinion, but boy, it's more than opinion. It's a masterful piece of legal work. You should read it. And it was a scathing attack on the Texas legislature for what they did. And it was an admonishment to the governor of Texas, Abbott. But more importantly, it told the Supreme Court, do your job. Do your job. This is an atrocity. It's horrible what the Supreme Court and what this court is doing. And then all of a sudden, last night, we were shocked. We were shocked because the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, full of Mitch McConnell stooges and rubber stamp judges, without much legal reasoning, just put the law back in place. We had 2 days of freedom in Texas, where for 2 days women graciously got a safe, monitored abortion. It just ended. The ban is back. Now, here we are Saturday, the 9th. And now the Supreme Court, they know what's coming next. The Justice Department, Merrick Garland is not going to give up on this. Merrick Garland is going to do his thing, and they're going to file, and it's going to go right to the Supreme Court. It might go to the Circuit Court, or he has an option. He can appeal the Circuit Court by presenting to the Fifth Circuit, or he can just say, forget those bigots, and go right to the Supreme Court, where there's also some other bigots, but at least it's the Supreme Court, and we'll get this thing done. Because I'll just say this, women out there, how after this week, now you see what elections matter. Now you know why. Because if the I can't even say his name, the last guy who operated the White House, if he had not won, Mitch McConnell would not have been able to put a couple of stooges in the Fifth Circuit, and would not have been able to put the 3 stooges in the Supreme Court. But now it's time to allow the House. Pelosi did her job. They passed a beautiful law that can codify Roe v. Wade. So we can forget about any court. It's the law of the land. Since the Supreme Court is ignoring 40 years of precedent, they have to codify. So now it has to go to the Senate. So here we go, up to the Senate again. So I'll just pause on this moment and on this note. Women, stop supporting Republicans. Just stop. Now the second part, when I say the second part, the second biggest thing that happened this week, this debt ceiling. My goodness. Chuck Schumer's great, but I think he caved just a little bit this week. No one's saying that. Let me just try to explain. Mitch McConnell realized, if you heard my last volume, he realized how stupid it was to say on the Senate floor that not one Republican is going to support the debt ceiling. And he realized that the public realized that 90% of that debt was the previous president, and only 10% was Biden, even with that stimulus package. And he realized that, and the public realized that, so he said, uh-oh, I made a mistake. That was the time for Schumer to go right in there and say, nah, Mitch, I got you now. But instead, Mitch McConnell, he is brilliant. He's an evil son of a beehive, but he's brilliant. And he was able to convince Schumer to give him a little time, December. But now he told Schumer, make sure you put a number on that debt. And that's the trap. We'll talk about this again. But my goodness. So now, okay, the lights are on until December. The debt ceiling will be raised in December. But now in December, we'll be dealing with the same thing that we dealt with before. So hopefully the agenda will be passed by that time. But Chuck Schumer did fall for that trap just a little bit. And I wish he hadn't done that. Now the third part, and this is important, because Manchin and Sinema are exposing themselves, for lack of a better phrase. When it comes to the infrastructure bill, Manchin actually used the word entitlement. I don't want a society of entitlement. Is he insane? We're talking about child care. We're talking about college education. We're talking about paid family leave. We're talking about climate change. I mean, entitlement? Joe Biden, going to the progressive House, has already said, you know, maybe the 3.5 can go to 2 point something. And now Manchin, instead of compromising, he's using that as a way to say, okay, maybe we need to stick to that 1.5. And he just wants this money to go to people who really need it, he says. He's trying to sound compassionate. He's a fraud. So Manchin, shame on you. Shame on you. Let's see what happens next week. And Sinema, what does she say in the infrastructure bill? She wants $100 billion off the climate change budget. This is someone that's been advocating for climate change before she was a senator. Now that she's a senator, she's talking about what Mitch McConnell and the Republicans want. So based on what I said in my last video, I really think that the end game here is that enough pressure is going to be put on Manchin and Sinema, and one of them is going to break ratings. That scares me. That's the danger. So what has to happen now in the infrastructure bill? Schumer, stick to your guns. Pelosi, stick to your guns. Moderates, relax. We got this. Manchin and Sinema, stop. Bernie Sanders is right. Get specific, but stop. But more important, what has to happen now is, I hope the media will start going to the Republicans and saying, come on, Portman, come on, Romney, come on, Shelby, come on, Toomey, come on, Murkowski, come on, Collins. This is good for your constituents. Let's get a couple of Republican votes in there and forget Mitch McConnell. We'll see. And finally, number 4, but really number 1. Finally, voting rights. This is an opportunity now to do one of two things, Schumer, Pelosi, and do it now. Clyburn is right. Do the carve out. If you're not going to change the filibuster rules now, or adjust them now, then do the carve out and get the voting rights bill passed, John Lewis's bill passed on a 50-50 with Kamala Harris, the tie-breaking vote. Do that this week, next week. Get that out of the way as you're negotiating the infrastructure bill. Get that carve out done. So that this way, when it comes December, by that time the infrastructure bill will be in place, and then Mitch McConnell's debt ceiling and debt limits and all this other garbage he's going to play, and the lights out and all that stuff, well, you'll have the voting rights in the bag under reconciliation with the carve out, and you'll have the infrastructure bill in the bag also under reconciliation. And then you won't need reconciliation anymore. Address with a new filibuster rule, so that this way we can get police reform and immigration reform. That's it. That's the deal. So, women, white women in particular, please, if you don't see now that voting Republican is voting against your interests, my goodness, please see that. And media, put the pressure on the Republicans now. Get off this Civil War Democratic nonsense. Chuck Todd, I was watching one of your shows and I wanted to throw up. The focus has to be on the Republicans, not on this so-called civil war between the Democrats. Okay, that's enough. Like, dislike, subscribe, and if you subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell.